Hi guys, welcome back to the lunch table. Today we are going to be talking about schoolwork and grades, and this will be a continuation of our time management series that we've got going on. Today with me I have lovely Miss Kira. Again, she's back. I know. And we have Josh today. So, Kira, do you want to start us off? What's one way that you've found that's very helpful to keep track of your schoolwork and just manage your grades?
Probably the number one is just kind of keeping on track of deadlines and what homework there is to do, because as you get more classes, you get more deadlines and more things that need to get done at a certain time. So just making sure you actually, know when each one of those are, because that way you don't open up, Canva or Canvas or something and realize that you have something due at midnight that night and it's currently 10 p.m. and you've done no work on it. So just kind of making sure you have all of those lined up.
You don't know from experience, do you?
Well, maybe slightly. There have been times for Mrs. Graffiti classes that I completely forget about an assignment, and then I end up cramming it. The scores are not as good on those ones. But when I actually know that there's a deadline and I know what I'm supposed to be doing, my grade's a lot better. It's really shocking.
That's so fair. I think that's also especially important during your bigger extracurricular events, because right now I know not everybody's involved in the play, but we are currently filming this during the first week of dress rehearsals. So I think it's really important, especially right now, to be knowing your schedule and to just be aware of what's coming up, because these weeks always get really busy and things get stressful and then you forget about things, which is why you should go watch our time management video. Our time management one.
The time management podcast.
The time management podcast episode. Because those tips that came from Kira and Isaac, totally great. 100% help you through any of that.
Yeah, but also just kind of building on top of that, another thing of knowing your whole schedule is when you see, we have dress rehearsals coming up. Those weeks are going to be kind of crazy. That's when you work ahead in the weeks leading up, because you're like, well, I have time right now, so I'm going to work extra hard here, so that way when I have less time, I don't fall behind.
100%.
Yeah.
Kira, I know something that you're getting better at is asking for help.
I'm getting there. Yeah. So I've realized a lot with my Kirkwood classes, they offer a lot of opportunities where you can go up and ask the teacher questions about an assignment you're working on, whether it's a project or a paper or something like that. They set aside 30 minutes of class time where you can go up with any questions and they'll help work you through it. And that's been really helpful just to know what the teacher actually wants, because sometimes the rubric and the explanation online just isn't enough and you're really confused. Or if there's a certain part that you want to add but you don't know if the teacher's going to like it or not, it's a really great way to just kind of feel it out and see how the teacher reacts and those things. And also just good to always get help, not even from teachers, but also from parents or friends. Especially when you're writing papers or essays, having people proofread it before you turn it in is great, because after you've spent hours writing it, the last thing you want to do is read through it again to start proofreading. But if you have friends or family who you can say, hey, would you be willing to look through this? Ask them specifically what you want them to look for. Like, hey, can you look for grammar issues, commas, punctuation, capitalization, all of those things? Or, hey, can you look for flow? Make sure everything is just nice and understandable. We're getting from one point to the next and it's clear. But making sure you have clear things that they want you to give, that you want them to give you feedback on. And yeah, just getting help from the people around you to get better results.
I think one thing also to make mention of things like this is that Kirkwood, if you're taking those classes, they offer you 2 hours of free tutoring every week. Or semester, I should say. You get 2 hours a week for the entire semester. Yeah. So every week going, which is really, really helpful. I am taking accelerated chemistry right now. And that class is so hard. But I did apply for a tutor, so because of that, I have a student that is helping me, that's gone through the class, that's been approved by teachers, that is helping me out just to understand the information better. And that is something that has been super helpful to me. When I was younger, I thought that it was like almost wrong to ask for help, especially because of the classes that I was taking were on the harder side of the spectrum. And I've come to the conclusion that it's not a bad thing. Like, honestly, it's better to ask for help because that is one of the skills that you are learning while you're in school. You genuinely do not have to do any of this alone. That's why you have group projects. Like, you're learning how to be on a team. You're learning how to ask questions. You're learning who to go to when you need help. You're learning how to just find those resources and maximize those skills to your best ability.
I had no idea Kirkwood did tutoring like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's helpful.
And they have a writing center that you can send papers into. So if you are super busy and you just need to send it off to someone and have them look at it and give you feedback, I think it's as long as it's in like a week before it's due or something like that, then they will look over it and they will grade it as if they were grading it for your class.
Yeah.
And they'll give you like a practice grade of what it would be and then some comments on how to improve it.
I think adding to that as well, they also have a math success center, so you can go there for math as well. And then I know that if you're not taking Kirkwood classes, that you can sign up through the homeschool. I know that Mrs. Clayman does a lot of that, which is also really helpful. When I was a sophomore doing geometry, I was playing catch up because I got really behind in math in middle school. Now I'm caught up and totally fine, but because of me having to play catch up, if some of my foundations are more rocky, so when I was in geometry, which was a harder class for me, I came here, and that was really, really helpful because she could sit down and she could help me out, and it was more personalized to me because she knows how to teach me, she knows how to help me. Going along with that, you can ask your parents to help you with these things. Believe it or not, your parents went through high school. They know what subjects they're good at and what they're not good at. No, they genuinely can help you. And where they can't help you, just come to the homeschool and they will help you, or go to Kirkwood and they will help you. And I think that that's really important because, again, playing catch up with math, my dad's an engineer, and that totally played out in my favor. He helped me, I think, 4 nights a week for 3 hours each of those nights with geometry homework because I could not do it. Like, I genuinely needed help, and that was really helpful for me.
Another thing is don't only ever be asking for help. Like, if a friend comes to you asking for help, be willing to help them out. Be willing to look through their paper. Be willing to give comments and give like genuine comments.
Mm-hmm.
Give good help because it won't only help you to be able to see other styles of work where you could learn from what they wrote, but it also helps them. So it's kind of like a mutually beneficial situation.
Mm-hmm.
But give like genuinely good comments that are going to help them. Don't just kind of coat the cake with ice and don't actually give any real comments because that's going to do no one any good. But be willing to give those real comments that are going to help them to get better results.
I also think, like, adding to that, helping your friends, even if you're not in their class or whatever, that will help you with your group projects that you do in the future, whether you're doing them now or not. But then also that helps you build the skills of looking over something for someone that maybe something that you might not necessarily like, or something that you're not necessarily quite fond of. Just, it helps build those extra perseverance skills for the future that you are going to have and develop.
What about, like, if I have trouble keeping track of which classes I've done good in and which classes I've done not so good in? Like, what about keeping track of my grades?
I would say it depends on the class that you're doing, because I know that I've taken some classes that are on the easier side for me that maybe I didn't do so well in, and it's kind of like, that was easy for me. Why didn't I do great in that? And I think that was because of the effort displayed. And I know Kira has something to say about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, this semester at Kirkwood, I have a super easy class that takes almost no effort at all. But if I were to stop putting effort in on that class, it's going to start forming habits of not putting in effort on classes that are hard. So even when you do have that easy class where it's like, it doesn't really matter, I can throw all of the homework together in 30 minutes and I get an A, forming that habit is going to hurt you down the road, because then you're going to run into that class where you do have to put hard work into it and you have to put good work into it to get good grades. You're not really going to have that same mindset or that same drive that you did before, because you killed it with that class where you cut corners and you took it easy. But if you're constantly pushing hard and putting forth your best effort in every class, no matter what class it is, you're going to form that habit of, no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And if you're getting Christian, then I'm going to do it to the glory of God.
I think one big thing that definitely goes along with that, I liked corner cutting, is what you said. And that comes down to integrity. Like, honestly, whether it's one of your values or not, it should be. It's really important, especially for something like school, because this, like, school is literally, as high school students and even college students, it is part of your job. Like, this is how you are finding fulfillment and putting effort into this world. And if you're a Christian, this is how you are displaying glory to God and serving him. But that is like that's genuinely why it is so important. You cannot cut corners in your classes if you want to do well, whether they are easy or not, and whether you're going to get a good grade or not, because it genuinely just doesn't matter how easy it is or not for you. You should genuinely be trying and just working harder for the things that you want to accomplish. It just sets good habits.
I think along with that, yes, you should put in a lot of effort to your classes. Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that. But if you're just constantly spinning your wheels and you're trying as hard as you possibly can, but you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, that would be, I think, a time when it's good to, like Kira said, ask for help, because there's nothing wrong with asking for help. You're not going to get everything perfect on your own, and you're not going to get everything perfect regardless. So you need to ask for help. I think there's a level there. There's a balance. Yeah.
I think part of that balance is that, like, putting in that effort comes along with asking for help. Like, if you ask for help, that is a sign of you putting in effort and caring.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely. If you are struggling with something and the best you can pull in that class is an 82%, then that's the best you can pull. If you are trying as hard as you can, then maybe that's not your strong subject. If you've asked for help, then you've asked for help. Like, genuinely, that is a good sign of effort, and that is helping to build perseverance in the skills and the mindset that you are going to need to succeed in the world.
And adding on to that, if you know, like, I put my best foot forward, I did the work I could, when you get that grade, you're going to be able to say, this is my grade. I am proud of this grade because I worked for it. This is what I know, and I am happy with it because I know that I did everything I could.
Absolutely.
In this class. So you're not going to have any regrets of, if I just put more time in, if I just put more work in, if I asked for help, if I did all these things, you're going to know I did what I could. This is what I got. And now I'm going to keep going all of life
100%.
and continue to grow in that subject. I mean, if you get a lower grade, maybe that's an area where you spend a little more time, where you do a different study, where you try to learn more about it to try to grow in that area. But knowing that in that class that you got that grade that maybe you weren't so happy with, you did what you could, and you did all that you could.
Absolutely. I think a great example of that, this is something that actually happened to me recently, like as in this year. I took a chemistry test. I got an 87 on that test. Now, definitely not my best grade ever. But I know that I worked really, really hard to get that grade. I know that I understood the information to the best of my ability. I know that I asked for help. I know that I tried. I showed up to class. Like, I did the work and I put that in. And chemistry, not my strong subject. Totally fine. I'm not going to be a chemist, thankfully. But, like, that I feel like is a good example of what Kira was just saying. Like, your work you should be proud of, even if you're maybe not so good at that. And trying as hard as you can is that effort and integrity that we were talking about.
Yeah. And then kind of the second part to your answer of, like, keeping track of where you did well and where you didn't, just, like, having a place where you can put all of the grades that you've gotten, whether it's a spreadsheet or a notebook or the Notes app in your phone. I don't know, whatever works for you. But having a place where you can go back and see these are all the grades that I have, even if it's just a simple letter. You don't need the whole percentage. You don't need to get super specific, but you can look at your classes. You can say, I see that this is my strong area. These classes I've been doing really well in, but this other area is a little more rough. Maybe I need to find a different way to learn in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Or those kinds of things. So it will not only help you figure out where to go next, it'll kind of help you see where you are strong in, which is going to be really helpful when, you get to be a junior and senior and you're like, getting a job in college. Exactly. Those types of things. You can be like, oh, wow, this area, that's really good. Maybe this is where I should go. Those kinds of things. But it's going to be a lot easier if you have a spreadsheet or list or something that you can kind of keep track of all of it.
I also think that that's kind of like a part of your transcripts. Like during the year, keep a spreadsheet. Absolutely. That's really important. That's something that you can edit regularly. But I want people to know and understand that those transcripts that you're supervising teachers, right? Those are not just to give to colleges or to job application type things. That is for your own knowledge and for you to use to your advantage. That way you can see how you have been doing overall in the long run. It's also one way, like, this is everything on paper. Like, this is what I've done. This is what it looks like. And you can clearly see over the course of years how you're excelling, how you're not excelling, maybe how some things have gotten harder over the years, what classes you've taken, all the different things. And so that is beneficial to you, not just who you are going to be submitting it to one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we want to think of any other areas?
Like, don't cheat. I don't know. Like,
How cheating won't help you in the long run.
don't cheat. Cheating is bad. Don't be a bad person. If you need help,
Don't my pants look
ask for help. You don't have to tell all of your friends that you're doing tutoring. Just get tutoring or ask your mom. Your mom's cool, okay? So, like, ask for help. Don't cheat.
Cheating is not putting in effort. It's not. You're not helping your habits at all. Like, genuinely. And I say this from the bottom of my heart because I have done things for school that I'm not proud of. And guess what? They did not help me at all. Because now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I would have learned that. That's nice. Because the reality of it is, school is going to be hard. That is why we have it. It's challenging for your mind. It's so that you can learn things. I understand that maybe you forgot to write your paper. Sorry, you forgot to write your paper. Like, now you have to sit and write it because that is going to help you remember that you need to keep track of your deadlines. Do not cheat and say, oh, it's whatever, blah, 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 because then that habit will continue. And then next thing you know, you're not even doing your schoolwork. You have AI doing it for you, which that defeats the entire purpose. You're actually doing the exact opposite of what the point of school is. You're not learning, period. Like, don't tell me that you're using it to help you. It's not a guide.
No.
It's so easy to just enter it in now. Which, okay, there's just no effort there. There's no integrity at all. And you're not gaining anything that way. Congratulations. You know how to type. What else? Copy and paste?
Type your essay. Don't use ChatGPT.
No,
Also-
better just write it.
Also, like, school is cumulative. Like, it builds
Mhm,
on itself.
absolutely.
Life is cumulative. It builds on itself. The things you learn now are going to help you down the road.
Definitely.
Because, like, take math, for example. You learned addition in what, like, first grade or whatever, and you're still using it today. Like,
Not just in school, by the way.
In
Not just in school.
in actual life. Like, all of these things build on each other. So if you are skipping out on something, if you're like, I don't feel like this applies, I don't think it's going to really matter, then you are missing that next step. And then instead of having a step, you're going to have a jump to the next thing. And it's only going to make it way harder.
It's just going to make it more stressful at the end of the day. Like, genuinely, all that cheating does is build bad habits. It like destroys your perseverance. It makes you have a harder time going from one thing to another and just living that cumulative lifestyle, because that is the reality. If you are going into some profession of your, like, whatever you choose to go into, that builds, like, it completely builds on itself, as Kira said. And if you are not learning those foundational things, you're just screwing yourself over. I hate it when something that I really don't like that people say is make your mistakes now in high school. And it's like, yes, make mistakes before it ruins your life. But at the same time, the mistakes that you make now will affect your future. So if you are breaking those habits that your parents have tried to establish in you, then you're breaking them and you're not going to have them, and they're not going to be there for you to use as tools.
Yeah, and there's a difference between like life-changing mistakes and little mistakes you can make to learn from them.
Absolutely.
Like, it's okay to not get a perfect score, like I said again, on all of your assignments, but that's not necessarily a mistake. And maybe you did make a mistake. Maybe you had a bunch of grammar mistakes or something. That's different than cheating. Because cheating, guess what? You're not going to learn. And the point of school is to learn so you can, like, live life with food. So, because if you don't learn, you don't get a job. And if you don't have a job, you don't have food. So, life is all circled around food and God. But, food. There's
And
food,
oxygen.
and oxygen.
And water.
Don't worry about those things. Just food. You want food, right? So be motivated by food and, like, learn.
Okay, so Josh is a big pack.
Exposed.
Anyway, so thanks for listening to the Lunch Table Podcast. I'm Joshua. That's Maddi. That's Kira. Intro and outro music was made by David Cutter Music. And yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys.